And this
Right,
person
so
might
right now
think,
I just want to make a quick overview on this. So here Charlie Morgan is explaining that rock is a rock. It's not soft, not hard. Explosion is just explosion. It's not loud, it's not quiet. Also, he not used the word relative. He just explained it somehow in like another way, but he is just saying that things as they are, and basically at the end he explained that you need to change the way how you view the world, because you can view the world like money is bad and stuff like that, all this negative limiting beliefs that you can see on the screen right now, and it's stopping you from becoming successful because it's obvious you can because it's obvious, right? And then on another side, if you just change your beliefs about money, about being successful and stuff like that, then you can just think in better way, and it would allow you to make progress faster.
person B, right? Growing up, you're moderately wealthy. Your parents were successful and you enjoyed the fruits of their labor. Or you'll be like, what a legend. Or if you win the lottery, you'll be like, this is the best thing ever. And if your landlord increases your rent, you'll be like, dude, I get it. Game's the game. You've got to make your money. If your bank collapses, you might think, God, this is terrible. Like that bank, I wish that, not your bank, but if a bank collapses, you might think, God, that's terrible, you know? And if a rich person dies, you might think, what a shame that we've lost a billionaire, right?
Yeah, and basically that's the thing. You just, for example, from my perspective, if your friend, or not just a friend, somebody you know, or even don't know, buys a Ferrari or have some sort of success, you can like just take something from it, like just ask a question, how did you get there, and like be glad that these people exist on this planet because you can learn from them. And same stuff applies for other things. You just need to view it in a positive way. Basically, that's just a quick summary.
You do, instead of thinking that you know what's right and wrong and that you know what's so rich is crazy. What you do, instead of thinking that you know what's right and wrong and that you know what you should and shouldn't do, you ask your goal. You go to your goal, which is what you want, and you say, what do I need to believe to make you happen? And then you just go and believe that. And you stop thinking that you know what's right or wrong, and you let your goal decide what's right or wrong. And once again, I'm not send some, like, build your foundations, send some outreach and do sales calls. That's all you really need to do, right? And get good at what you do. But doing that and you actually getting up in the morning and doing that every day, like, in order for you to do that like consistently, you need to have some big shifts in your mind and the way your brain works. And this is how I solidify the change instead of it just being temporary.
Yeah, so on the first point where he said just you go to your goal and you ask your goal, basically, yeah, that's right. You can also list in the Notion, for example, why 10 reasons why you not became successful at this time, no, at this point of time, and 10 reasons why you are still at your point where you are, and where you at. Yeah, and also regarding also what I want to say is basically, yeah, to become successful, you just get some lead list and start call people, start sending cool emails, cool DMs, and take some sales calls, and that's basically what you need to do. But it's way more than that. That's why I think Charlie Morgan could maybe create some cold calling sessions, role plays, or role plays review for paid clients, and in that way that would be better. And also can explain like how to scrape leads. Okay, you can watch video how to scrape leads, but maybe Charlie Morgan have more experience with that, on he even created already a such video. But yeah, I think like it's kind of no rushed in. Like if you want to do it like step by step, then yeah, probably in order for you to make it consistent, yeah, you need to, as we call it, put your shit together and just do it consistently. And that way you probably need to get rid of some bad habits. And that way you probably need to change your beliefs, because you can believe that, for example, eating a lot of junk food is good, or I don't know why your beliefs are. I'm just kind of taking it from the out of my head, but yeah, just change your beliefs. And if you believe that becoming successful is easy, then it's going to be easy for you. If you believe it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard for you. That's it.
In this video, Charlie explains like something about identity, that I need to shift my identity, but I need to change my beliefs, and in that way I start behaving in other way. And right now he says,
right now, don't put it off, don't be an idiot, don't be a dick. Write down the top 10 reasons as to why you're not successful.
okay, I have here something to say.
And you say, oh, the reason I'm addicted to pornography is because of Twitter's algorithm, or because of, mind.
But Twitter's algorithm is just, as you say it's just algorithm. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just some piece of information, it's just code. And as I'm saying, if you don't like it, just don't do it. Like, don't interact with this some Twitter algorithm or some algorithm that you don't like. Just don't interact with this, and that's it. What else I can say? For example, as organism, right? If you put a microscope into a how names like into a lid, then if you put one small tiny piece of sugar and one small tiny piece of salt, the organisms go into that lid. If you observe them under a microscope, they're going to move to sugar and move away from salt. So that's the thing, just move away from something that you don't like. It's your behaviors, you can change them. At least, okay, now we are getting somewhere. I know it's probably going to be more than 1 minute, but I have, at least at this point, I have something to say. It's not like rock is the rock, it's not like hard, it's not soft, or what else he said. I already forgot because it's kind of useless, I would say, because it's kind of, yeah, someone can tell me like, oh, I'm not leveraging it enough, I need to rewatch, but come on, it's like math, it's cool. Kind of sitting and already like in an hour or at the end of the day, I don't remember what teacher said some lesson about the math, but anyways, to this
Get sick, I
point.
blame companies. I say, oh, my friends are smoking, so of course I'm going to smoke because it's so tempting. Idiot. I used to play video games. I blame gaming companies for that. I used to doom scroll for hours. I blame the social media algorithms. I used to eat junk food. I blame the fast food corporations and Deliveroo. I used to, Deliveroo is basically Deliveroo is like Uber Eats or like Just Eat, food delivery company. And, I'm the reason I'm eating all this crap is because it's so easy to get. I used to be skinny. I blame my genetics. I used to be broke. I blame the cost of living crisis and the big banks. I used to be dumb. I blame the school system. I used to get scammed. I blame the scammers. I used to get sick. I blame the doctors. I used to be in a bad mood. I blame the weather. If I was in a bad mood, I'd find any.
Come on, man. Like, first of all, it's good that you found something in yourself to admit it and to publish it on YouTube. And now a lot of people know this information. But it's like, for example, in a bad mood, you can turn on some good music and be in better mood. You can go sleep. Like, you can. I watched Brian Tracy, and Brian Tracy once said, like, what he said. Like, okay, we did this mistake. What can we do next time in order to avoid this mistake? It was something related to um, approaching your kid, like how to properly grow up your kids and how to talk to your kid and stuff like that. So he said like, okay, what's we going to do next time? He is the same. Like, if you're in a bad mood, you say, okay, I'm in a bad mood. What I can do with this? Like, how can I fix this? Fix this? Like, how? Also from Robert Kiyosaki, he's saying that as well. Like, how it's like opening question. It's like opens your mind to find some solution. sick, like you can go to another doctor, for example, or think why causing this effect, like why are you sick, or scammed, because scammers, once again, it's just all of that to say that with this example, like, oh, have you used to date a girlfriend, right? And he is cheating on you, but then you find another girlfriend. So why did you find another girlfriend? Why you just don't meet? Why you not started to don't meet any girls and turn into gay? Well, of course you'd love them and say like, of course not everyone is the same. Here's the same thing, like not everyone is scammers, like, right? Or same stuff applies to other like things. For example, here you can change your friends if you don't like them, or even be alone but surrounded yourself, like instead of blaming that you are lonely, you're alone, but you can be grateful for that, that you don't have bad friends. You can also surround yourself with these videos like this, like this is my friends, this is like my um, someone who surrounded me. Like, yeah, if Charlie Morgan probably would not be interested to talk to me or to you, but at least I can watch these videos, and in that way I can have some neuronal links in my brain and know what these people are thinking about. Also, I have something to say, like when you invest more time into like achieving success, achieving your goal, you put less time into doing something else, for example, in video games or in your house, so you exercise less, or in eating, so you maybe eat less, or I don't know, maybe some other stuff you do that less, and in that way it's like overweight in another stuff, and so in that way you can achieve your goal. But I don't think that it's really a good idea to put like absolutely like a zero, like how to say, like instead of going to gym, you just do something at your home. Instead of like uh, eating too much, you probably not eating too much, or like buying a lot of stuff and then just I don't know, eating not really fast as Charlie Morgan, but how to say it, like eating clean, because it's not really takes a lot of time. Or instead of like completely not playing video games. No, in my it's not my case, but for example, if it's your case, then you can, for example, play video games like 1 hour per week, so 4 hours per month, for example, like sometime. I don't know, at weekends. But once again, I think you still will have impulse to play video games. It's like with bad food. If you have some sugar containing products, like some sugars, then you probably more likely to eat them. Same thing with video games. If you have video games on your PC, you're probably more likely to play them. So that's why, as Charlie Morgan said, you kind of need to take drastic action and not just remove the game, but remove account, and that's it. But it just was my thoughts. Like if you probably don't really need to work like 16 hours a day and put other spheres, like other points of your life, into like absolutely zero. Like you need to keep them at their minimum.
This, and it's the big banks, and it's BlackRock. No, mate, you're broke because you don't know anything, and you haven't educated yourself on money, and you don't know how to build a good product, and you don't have any skills that in any way, shape, or form are conducive to you making money and achieving your results that you want. It's your fault. It's nothing. It's nobody else's fault. It's your fault.
I think he's saying too much. Like it's your fault. It's your fault. He's like is blaming me, like But anyways, what I want to say is he made one video where he explained like I'm making some sort of handshake, and that's why I'm sticking to my word. Like, and you can do basically the same, but in your way as you want it. But just stick to your word. If you say like, I'm going to eat clean, eat no sugar, then you're going to eat clean and eat no sugar. For example, with my example, it worked for me. Like, firstly, I'm reminding myself, as Charlie Morgan said, like, what would my goal would say to me? Like, would my goal say to me like, oh yeah, I need to eat some sugar. Some products that sugar containing products. Oh my German, like, in German language we have that thing when we combine some words and it become one word. But anyways, or you can, for example, as Alexander Krasmenko said, like, if you want like to have no, not strong, how to, like, straight, like no problems with your back. When you go into like any door, then you say to yourself like, I'm entering like in a some sort of portal, and when I'm entering this portal, which is a door, I need to be with maximum, like, make my back maximal to back, like make it straight, and in that way I look good, I look confident. Also, for me it works if I just put some piece of paper on a door, and every time I open the door, I'm reminding myself what I need to do. And it's like, in lucid dreams, for example, we have that thing when we count in our fingers or checking time, in order to make sure that it's still reality and we're still not asleep. In that way, when we sleep, we can recognize that we sleep, and we can do basically anything we want. No, anyone. Yeah. When we are asleep, we can control our sleep and do anything. You can do anything you want. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so in this video, Charlie Morgan explains about identity, that your current self is not like capable of achieving your goal, and to achieve your goal, you need to become a new version of yourself. And basically, your current version of yourself, it's your knowledge, judgments, and self-image. And in this, like, if you zoom in, then you will see like little like these things, and basically it represents stuff that you believe about. For example, you think money is hard to make, or you think that like everything you have some, for example, how he said, like, oh, this, I don't remember all these examples, like some example with cat, and so it's not really important. So basically the main stuff is you need to change your identity, and basically the way how you do it, you just go to your goal and ask your goal what this goal demands in order to achieve it, and then you can even write down, for example, in Notion, a list, and you will see what you need to do in order to achieve your goal, because in most of the time you already know what you need to do, right? So yeah, you just list this stuff and you see what your goal is requires, and basically your becoming self is this, then you then it's getting bigger like this, and then it becomes even bigger like this,
And it
like
kind of
this, and then it cycles, and you can become a new person one more time. So basically all that to say that you just maybe need to talk to yourself in that way, like your voice is in your head, because he said that your voice is in your head, that come, like, your thoughts, they not coming from nowhere, they like coming based on your experience that you already live. And for example, you can, no, it's my example, you can see a car and you can think about this car, oh, this is a good car because it's white, for example, and another person can think, oh, I don't care about this car, and no, it was okay, it was kind of his example. And like third person would say, oh, this awful car because I don't like white color because X, Y, and Z. Maybe he had bad experience in the past with white collar, who knows, right? And basically, I don't want to go too far in depth, but you just need to talk to your, like, this like little tiny, like, thoughts. You can think that it's your brain kind of, and lots of stuff that happens in your brain, and this like little dot, like, oh, maybe I can become successful, and then this dot is bigger and bigger and bigger because you think about it more and more and more and more, and then you program it. It's kind of affirmations, I would say. You like can listen to Charlie Morgan when you're driving, or just talk to yourself like, okay, what can I do today in order to achieve this goal, or something like that, like because you already know what your goal is requires, and you just need to do it. And that's how I understood it. Maybe I not entirely got his point. It's, as he said, abstract, but that's it.
And also, I have something to say. It says like I need to flip my limiting beliefs, but before he said like these people just went straight to the week 4, 5, 6, right, instead of watching the basics. And I decided to watch the basics because 2 reasons. First reason is I forgot. Yeah, first reason is I know Charlie Morgan don't say me something new in that week 4, 5, or 6. Like he say basically the same stuff, just do outreach, say, hey, I can promise you X in Y amount of days with Z risk reversal, stuff like that. And the second reason is I already watched Stefan, and Stefan said like instead of like try and do some fancy stuff, just practice the basics, just learn how to speak, just because this is the basics, like learn how to speak English properly, learn how to communicate, learn how to maybe sound with better tonality. It's like about the basics, like also Charlie Morgan said something like, how are you going to practice to shoot, to do a basketball hoops without practicing basketball hoops? Okay, so here at this point,
what I did here. So we've got limiting beliefs here, and what I did is I inverted them, so which basically means I asked myself, what is the opposite of these?
So you basically need to do the same thing, just write down your limiting beliefs and then just invert them. That's the action item.
In your mind that you could become successful, you wouldn't be doing this course. And I mean, I'm not. And because you tell yourself a blatant belief systems and that you're creating these experiences, you're basically restating your belief systems and the statements of perceived truth. And
so here saying that like I need to lie to myself, but I'm not lying to myself. That's why I find the reason to believe it's true. So, and the reason to believe that it's true, it's in fact I already watched a lot of these YouTube videos where people explain financial rules, like how to be like financial latency. And that's why I'm kind of like already a millionaire, or not millionaire, but at least rich, like in my head, because I know how to like deal with money. And for outreach, it would be like, because I already like created something that would save me money on outreach. I already like did like more than 10,000 times. I did it more than 10,000 times, and I don't really find like it's hard or something, because I can basically repeat. Now, first of all, just half of these people, based on my statistics, just don't reply. So it makes it half easier. Like another stuff, like I can just watch some Google Maps images and find some good food to eat when I'm doing this, so it's not boring for me. That's why I can do this when I have money, obviously, to do this. But yeah, that's it. Also, what I want to say is I don't really understand these people who don't really watch videos in full. No, at least download MP3 and listen to it like in full, because right now you have Wi-Fi, internet, like this 21st century, and with these technologies and stuff you can get access to this information, and these rich people don't really hide this information behind the scenes. It's not like some sort of secret or stuff like that, so it's kind of cool that you have access to this information. Also, what I want to say is you see like how my YouTube looks like, and I very recommend that to you. So in that way you don't have some stimulus to watch another YouTube video about how to make money. You already know how to make money, right? No, I know I'm watching this one, but at least I'm not starting another one and it's chaos mess. You see my subscriptions, like it's like music, and by the way, I recommend this. Like I'm not afraid to share my subscriptions. So you see it's a lot of music, and it's good because I listen to good music, and from all of this music I can find really good music. I'm not subscribed to some SMMA, Charlie Morgan, Mr. Beast, I don't know, Iman guys. I'm not subscribed to that. I just have in bookmarks here, all bookmarks. I have it there, my subscriptions to SMMA stuff and stuff like that, like bookmark, as you see. But what I recommend, it's Dark Reader, absolutely, like for me it's must. And I recommend this, it's also a good one. And both, I recommend this one, and this one, and where it was, and this one, like these 3 extensions. In that way you, like, it's going to be harder for you to like disable of them or enable back like settings, change some settings. So yeah, that was my recommendation. I think I'm talking too much. Also, what I can say is, you see the name, like oscillatory life cycles. I don't know what the first word means, but life cycles, it's like if you are living the same day over and over again, and in that way you can increase the speed of time, because when you do same actions, your life pass by way faster rather than when you do different actions every day. I think you already know that. So I very recommend this video. Like, I mean very. I can underline this word, very recommend this video. Exactly this. If you have same problem, just watch this, because it might help you solve this problem if you are living the same day over and over again. Regarding this maybe thing, of course it's maybe for you, for someone else it may work, for you it may doesn't work, but if you don't do it at all, you have 0% chances. So even 1% chances is better than 0. That's why it makes sense to do it, because otherwise you would be like in pain anyways, because you go and work your 9 to 5 or do something else, for example sitting, like keeping being broke, or how to say it properly, like, and yeah, that's my, I already know that how high your highs are, it's more about how low your lows are. I already know that he's going to say, I want to predict it, because I understand. It's like, I heard that one time, like somebody said like, oh, I'd rather to spend like maybe half an hour, like an hour to apply for 2 LinkedIn jobs, but it's going to be like personalized and stuff like that. And I'm thinking like, what? I can like apply for 2 jobs on LinkedIn like in 5 minutes, and I can use AI for that. So it's like very minimum, like, man, I'm going to do like 100 today, like, but it's no 100 jobs that would really like fit my skills. But I like this about lows, like, you know, or another example would be with cold calls. Oh, I'm going to like 50. man, I'm aiming for like 500, and okay, maybe it's not going to be 500, but at least I aimed there. Maybe as who said that? It's as Evgeny Chernak said, it's way better to aim to the perfection and don't hit that instead of aiming to not perfection and hit that. So that's why you're aiming for that 500 calls, and maybe you not hit that, but maybe you do like 400. But it's way better. It's like the thing, like as Alexander Gerasimenko. Wait, I show you. It's way better with the images, right? It's as Alexander Gerasimenko said. I don't. It's not his words, but the idea was I don't like care how fast you are driving at the moment or how fast you run at the moment. I see your average, and that's the thing. Like it's more about how low your lows are. Like if it's like the bare minimum, like for you, it's like 200 or 300 calls. It's like that's about it. But I would say even more. Like maybe not maybe, but I think at this moment that I'm right. Like it's not really about right or wrong, but I think even more important, it's about average, because you can do like the bare minimum today or the high tomorrow, and it's more about average because the day after tomorrow you can don't do anything and that's it. It's more about your average, like on average how much the work you do. You know what? My microphone. You know what I want to say? I want to say that it's going to be a mess in your Google Drive or something like that. And if it helps someone, I found it. I was doing stuff like that. You can do it in Notion. That way it might be more organized. Or just figure out how to keep stuff organized, because otherwise it's going to be like advice from Charlie Morgan, advice from Iman Gadzhi, advice from somebody else, and then you decided to write some other stuff and it's like mess. Just organize it. I think you're smart and you know how to do it. I think I already recorded a summary of this, but I have one more idea, and this idea is useful. As I said you before, I don't like to pretend on a cold call just in order to change my tonality to make it work. That's something who I'm not. I don't like it, and like change your identity, change identity to something that you don't like, right? So that's why what I want to say is you're becoming self. You need to integrate it slowly. Like for example, start from 10 minutes, but 10 minutes of true your like becoming self. Like then think even more what about what your becoming self would think about. Then like do an hour, 2 hours of your becoming self. Just live this life as this becoming self would live. For example, if your goal is eat healthy and be a healthy person, just live this life of healthy person. Live like especially these key moments when you are going to eat something or you are going to buy something, or if you are becoming self, like going to be rich. Just the key actions where you're calling people or emailing people or I don't know, growing your business, doing some actions that is required. Just through your becoming self. You like it, not just pretending something that you are not, that somebody that you are not. How to explain? Like develop something that you like this identity that you like. This idea is the key. I think a lot of successful people, they achieve the success because they like it, what they are doing. So that's why you need to find some options how to be your becoming self and like it. And you can achieve this through, I don't know, maybe polarity or something binary stuff, like this like duality stuff. Like it's about like how good or how bad this thing is. Like if eating, for example, healthy, you find it bad because it's not tasty, you need to find how to make it tasty. Or if you think that, for example, some other actions that is required in order to grow your business, it's not really cool, you need to find how to make them cool, like something good in these actions. You need to find this and focus on this good stuff. In that way, when you do this, you remember that you are doing to get this something good.
A lot of people who are stupid have gone straight to the sales script. They've gone straight to the how to become an expert section. They've gone straight to the appointment booking section, and they will fail. Because what will happen is they will have the systems that work to get their first client or two before they come into Easy Grow. And what's going to happen is they'll just fail because their belief systems will be screwed, and they'll go to the appointment booking systems and the sales systems. They won't get any clients. Then they'll turn around and point the finger at me and say, Charlie's program doesn't work. And it's like, well, you're stupid. And this is like with Easy Grow, for example. I know I'm rambling on about Easy Grow, but it's such an easy example. Is we've got thousands and thousands of case studies and results and client interviews, right? Of people starting from nothing, starting a marketing agency.
It's not bad, but no, you can rewatch it yourself. Approximately from here. But as you see, like I need to import leads. Like how you want me open Google Maps, call, and then call one more time because Google Maps show me the same lead. I just need to import these leads, and that's what I'm doing right now. I think it's reasonable. Also, I need to scrape leads. It's easy for you to say I don't know, building a website, but I'm creating scraper that will scrape me leads. You don't give me money or you don't give me leads. So that's why I have to do it. Yeah. But with building a website, usually you don't really need a website or what else. I don't know, designing logo, name, it does not really matter. You can say, I don't really call you from a company, I'm just individual, and just start calling. Also, what I noticed, maybe it will be useful for you or not.
Any parent understands this with a child. Like, you can't just discipline your child all the time because then they fucking hate you. But for example, I had that holiday and I went to, Spain and Marbella, and, I ate junk food and I lounged around and I watched loads of shows and I was really lazy and didn't do.
And the thing with that is, I think that it's not really enjoyable, I would say, even if you do this stuff like eating some I don't know, sugar-containing products. I use this one word to describe all of this. But if you do all of this, but it's not really such pleasurable as if you would do this when you want to do this. It's like it's much better to do it when you want to do this rather than just because it's a time thing. Okay, right now I just want to record a recap or summary about this video. So I just tell you what I remember, because I think I remember something important and something that's not important. I just forget about it. So bunch of suffering, for example, when you do something painful today, but then you just come back to universe in a year and you say, okay, here is my suffering. I was doing this and this and this. And that's why I need to exchange this, for example, on being rich or retire my parents or my goal or whatever the case might be. But I just want to say here that it's not necessarily of suffering. It's productive suffering. Nobody cares that you are suffering, that you are doing, for example, outreach in a cold zimmer in a cold room, right? It doesn't matter. It's not in count. I think you get the point. It's not in count if you suffering that you are going, for example, commute to your work is taking an hour, or 2 hours. Nobody cares, really. It's just here, achieving omniscience or subject generality, I don't remember. It's just time that is taken to go to your work. It's not good, not bad. It's just time that you need to spend in order to transfer your ass from one position to another. That's the thing. So it's about productive suffering that make you closer to your goal. Something about this, about soldier and about envisioning yourself from corner of your room. So here's some exercise for you. Hello, here's exercise for you. So right now I want you to stand up. Okay, stand up. Thank you. And right now just watch yourself. Just, for example, you are sitting here in this chair, or I don't know if you are laying or staying. Just relocate to slightly different position and watch this snapshot of you sitting on this chair or listening to my voice or Charlie Morgan's voice. Okay, then you can end this exercise. Basically, you just right now from this snapshot you can command to yourself to do something. It's so captain to some say something to do to soldier, and that's it. It's you're commanding yourself. You also, he said something, if your body giving you a resistance, then you just need to pull up a knife. If it pull up say a pistol, pull up a AK, if it pulls AK, pull a grenade launcher or something like that. Well, you just need to meet it with even higher resistance. For example, if you are sitting and thinking okay, I want to do 100 cold calls, and if you think okay, I'm done, then no, man, you do 200 cold calls. If you think, oh no, man, no, 200 cold calls, okay, not 200, 250 cold calls, that's the thing. And we are sitting, I'm serious about it, I'm really serious, man, we are doing that. Okay, you gave me this resistance, I gave you even more work, and it's only one winner here. That's what Charlie Morgan explained it. But to be honest, mate, really, what I can say, instead of me even watching this and stuff like that, I'm that kind of person. I understand 20, 30 hours of this content. I'm no, thank you. Instead of watching this, let me just do call calls instead or call emails instead. But I'm just watching this because it doesn't work for me. This call email thing or call calling thing just doesn't work for me. I already did a lot of volume. I already changed it. Lots of stuff. That's why I'm thinking that this stuff might help me something understand about this. But yeah, man. You'd rather to do the work at the moment instead of sitting and doing something that is more pleasurable. Just do the work, man, really. It's at the end of the day, you just achieve your goal, but you're gonna to suffer more because you're getting older. That's the thing. Imagine if you achieve your goal in 10 years, how painful that would be. Maybe not for your kids if you have kids, but man, you'd rather achieve your goal when you are young, because your age, I don't know what your age is, but you achieve your goal by going through a lot of pain, but it could be not painful for you if you change your beliefs, but through a lot of actions that move you closer to your goal. And so I'm saying this with no editing, but this ideas, it's important, and you may just skip this, but it's really, man, please understand, you'd rather to do the work at the moment, really. Because if you don't do some actions that is required in order to achieve your goal, anyway, you achieve your goal, but you achieve your goal in 5 years or 10 years instead of 1 year or 2 years. So yeah, it's going to be anyway. You're going to like suffer 5 or 10 years instead of 1 or 2 years. And also, anyways, in the future, it will be not so pleasurable because you will be older. So just get this idea to your brain and man, please, just, I don't know, you see this identity thing? I don't remember if I recopy or paste it because sometimes my tonality not the best or it's not. I'm just recording as I am, like I can like fake myself or I'm just talking as I'm talking, man. So this identity thing, just, I don't know, just formulate identity that you like. I already told that I don't like to pretend that I'm somebody that I don't like. So just create some identity that you like. I don't know, through some music or I don't know, just listen to some music and do the work. I don't know how you do it, but just create somebody inside of you like that is saying, no, man, we are sitting and we are doing this. Like today is the day when we do the work, and through that identity, like inside yourself, you say like focus, lock in, and do this. That's the thing. Just, man, just do this. The whole idea of this like chapters is just do the work, man. And my summary of this, you will be suffer even more if you don't do the work because you are getting older and you are doing less, and that's why you are staying where you are, and where you are is defined as painful. That's why you are going to stay in painful for longer. Please get this idea into your brain. Rewatch this if you need, but this idea is important. I don't know, I can put some music here so you understand how like important this is, but it's going to be no music in these videos. And if you don't understand how your time is valuable, then I even don't have any words to describe that with time you are getting older, and you anyway, if you have some goal, will need to do the work that is required. Just rewatch this, man, until you get this. Rewatch this because man. Okay, also this video polarity paradox is 30 examples. I also recommend you to find this section and watch this. Non-binary thinking, it's more about when you think, oh, this is good, and just because you think, for example, white collar, right? If you think white collar is good, then you think that black collar is bad, but it's not true. Like Charlie Morgan gives some really not realistic examples, in my opinion. It doesn't mean that if you like eat healthy, you don't like to eat unhealthy, and vice versa. If you like eat unhealthy, it doesn't mean that you don't like eat healthy, because both sides could have some benefits, right? It's, for example, tasty food, or some food change, because when you eat healthy, you basically eat the same thing over and over again, and you just get bored. It's not really good when you eat the same food over and over again. Even if it's not healthy or healthy, it doesn't matter. It's just because you eat same food over and over again, and that's why it's like kind of not bad to sometimes try something else. But yeah, it's more about that you need to think like binary and non-binary. It's you need to have both. Like, for example, you need to be, for example, sure that Earth, it's like has a sphere, right? It's not circle, it's sphere, right? That our Earth, it's a sphere, like kind of egg, egg or brother, or how to name. It's not really egg, but it's kind of sphere, but a little bit like with egg shape, but yeah, it's like your binary thinking. It's like absolutely one, like something one, right? And non-binary, it's like non-one, for example. Sometimes you think that working hard it's good, but it's not really, because it could be also a bad thing, because you can just burn out. That's why you need to don't really attach yourself to only one idea that something is good or bad. In reality, as he said in this video, it's no such thing as good or bad. It's the thing as it is. Like the mountain, it's like big, right? And it's big. He not used the word relatively. I don't really know how he explained that thing without using the word relatively, but it's relative to you that mountain is big. For somebody else, it's small. So the mountain is just mountain here as well. It's not big, not small. Like also, like in terms of binary thinking, like Trump, it's a current president of the United States. That's just true. That's binary, right? But yeah, you need to have both. I think you got the idea. If you don't, you can watch this video in the full. Defining your identity pose. For example, if you did some test of Myers-Briggs, you can understand that you're more extroverted person or not, you're kind of more risky person or not, stuff like that, and you can just define yourself. For example, if you take the risk, then you as this atom, how to name this atom? If you are a little bit familiar with quantum physics, this atom that has a superposition that find themselves like in every state possible and can be positioned in this 3D dimension. Actually, it's 4D. But here on this image is 3D. But for example, imagine that this is a snapshot of some current state of everything that exists on our planet, and this is a snapshot, right? And this atom can be positioned in any like possible position on this like snapshot. But if you apply not 3D but 4D, where 4 it's like time, it's like 4 it's like time, it's like another snapshot and another snapshot and another snapshot of our reality. Charlie Morgan kind of explained it that with that your life it's kind of a lot of snapshots. So this like superposition is kind of complicated thing to explain, but you just need to be like in different like identities, but it's not identities. Like, for example, if you are a risky person, you need to know when in the some amount of time, like where this point of your life with all like circumstances, like with all conditions that you know and have information about, when you need to be different, when you need to be not risky, if you are a risky person, or if you are not risky person, when you need to be risky. For example, it's just one example, right? If you're extroverted, you need to know when to be introverted, for example. That's the thing about that. Non-binary identity sliders, shut it down. Yeah, judgments like based on conditions. He provided some example like why you advised something like quantity for one client but quality for another client. He like, wait, like these both two clients, they are the same person with the same like current state, like with all conditions that they have, they like the same person. Well, no, that's why advice is different. But actually, you need to do both. You like if it's cold email or cold call, you need to do both quantity and quality. And spectrum thinking, it's about like it's nothing good, nothing bad. It's how good or how bad it is. Like also, I not agree with that example of peace. Everyone, I think, want peace and absolutely no war. And that example was bad, in my opinion. I don't know who would like to leverage peace. Anyway, spectrum thinking, it's about how good or how bad this thing is. You can watch this. Like I see how good and how bad, and you're like, okay, and what? Like how this applies to business. I also have some questions like how this applies to business, but it's not bad videos. And like you can use some information. Right, so right now I want to recap this video. So this video was about discipline, that you need to be able to focus. Example with like 10 pages and 3 person. Like for example, in 10 minutes somebody can read like 20 pages, other person 2 pages, and other person is 5 pages. The reason for that is focus. They just focus on reading and nothing else. You don't need to be distracted by another YouTube video or this thing or that thing or something else. He was talking about trial by fire in this video. Get distracted by something more important rather than focus on one thing. For example, something more important, and that's why I think, oh, I need to work on this instead of focusing on this. No, you need to focus on this instead of working on something else. No, you just focus. Now lock in and focus. No like excuses or stuff like that. Until you've done this, you focus. And like just get this idea, please. It's really important. Just focus on something else. Also, this I, it's kind of sad in Charlie Morgan not say it about this, but this I reminds me like the way you view things and view the world. You can view the world in a bad way or in a good way. An example that I heard from some another YouTube video was like child that is happy because sitting in some room with a poor, or how it names with a poop, and he was happy that or like he said something like, oh hooray, somewhere here's a horse or a pony, I'm glad to ride this horse or pony or something like that. And another children was in the same room but with toys, but he wasn't happy because it's just not real, and he wanted some real toys instead of like horse as a toy instead of a real horse. I remember this example, but anyways, I just want to recap this video instead of just linking, this all ideas linking to my brain and with information that I already know. So what else, what I remember? Yeah, battery theory, like you can work, for example, 9 days, or for example, with a week, right? You can work Monday to Friday and rest like Sunday and Saturday. You just recharge. You can eat something sweet. You can be less disciplined and watch some YouTube videos on self-education or stuff like that, instead of like focusing on like college or something. And you just can be more relaxed these 2 days. Also, Charlie Morgan said something about integrating like rest into your day. For example, you can take a nap for an hour. But yeah, just basically what he said is this idea like walk. It's not a good idea because it's going to be burnout. But most of people don't really work that hard to get really burnout, instead of like, oh, I'm burnout. In fact, you're not. Like, yeah. What else? Yeah, he explains his story, how he worked like, how much? 14, 12 hours a day, like on 3 jobs. But you can listen to that story. I'm not going to repeat himself. Yeah, it's kind of, you need to develop a habit of doing stuff that matters. Client mirror, for example, if you want to get some clients, you need to become that client. For example, if you want clients that make decisions fast, you need to be that client. For example, if you buy something, you make decisions fast instead of saying, I need to think about it. Or what else? If you want to buy something cheap, you will attract cheap clients or something like that. That's the thing. That's why I need to become your dream client, basically, in order to attract good clients for yourself. This all or nothing theory is good also. I like kind of this. Like also have that sort of stuff in my life when I either don't eat at all or I'm eating some healthy and properly instead of some bad. Yeah, it's good, but it comes point like to the end of month when it's this identity of myself, I would say, that eats really like gluten or eat nothing, like to the end of the month when I don't have enough money to buy even a food. It doesn't work, but yeah, it's also not bad. Delaying gratification, not bad. Like it's about like doing something painful now to get something good in the future. Yeah, and if you do something perishable now, then you get something not good in the future, which is not true because I can eat healthy and I enjoy how tasty this healthy food is, and it's going to be good in the future. So it's not applicable to everything, I would say. Yeah. I think I just skipped 2.7, 2.6, something like that, but anyways, I can record that quick recap anyway. I just want to record a recap or summary of this video. So basically, all these 2 hours just to say that you just need to, first of all, I have something to say like in terms of invest money in school, invest money in this test, invest money in printer, invest money here and there. And in fact, you just need to invest money in lead list and cold calling and cold email and stuff like that. But it's another story. Probably if you are working 9 to 5, you probably not earn enough money to just invest a lot of money into business, I guess so. And you also don't really have enough time to do the work. So it's story of another day. But what I want to say is just print something like this, like what do you want? In that way you can kind of see in 5 years if you got this or not. And same stuff like with actions. You can, for example, print your actions that you will do every day and see them. Shirley Morgan also saying that some sort of affirmations here. You can print off some affirmations and read through them. Also, what I want to say. Also, this stuff is something similar to stuff where you're asking yourself questions every year. For example, imagine that today is your birthday, right? And you just may ask on your birthday, like, hey, what food do you like to eat? Hey, if you achieved this goal, hey, what you did this year? And then you just can watch back to video that you recorded last year and check answers on questions or answer on questions from your when you was 1 year younger. And so this is basically the same stuff. You just put something that you want to achieve and you just come back to it after maybe 1 year or 5 years or whatever the case might be, and you just check if it's true or not.